Good morning. Oh my goodness. It's a new week. It's a new day. Ah, I even have clean hair. I'm very tired. But I washed my hair yesterday. So isn't she shiny? Rare occasion. Really is a rare occasion. It's one of my struggle things. But with my autism, I cannot cut it. I've already cut that much off, and I just went, yep, that's enough. Like, I'm glad that I only did that. It's literally like if I just went 1 centimeter more, I would have been like, that's not me. I would have looked in the mirror and gone, oh, who's that person? I really am a need for familiarity person. It's called autism. Anyway, new week ahead. Bring it on. Open-minded. It's a new week. And it's a new beginning. Let me just turn this. That heat on was not out there. My resin piece, finally. Pam, you'll know this drama. You know, when that resin piece, that's just, it's one of your important ones, and it just screws up. And you just go, no, this cannot be happening. This cannot be happening. Now, if anyone wants to know, you know, where the 3D printing thing on my list, yes, I've got Aussie Vlogger because she's one of my vloggers I've been following for 10 years. But the other one, go and support Pam because she's just a cool lady. And I really, gosh, I hope we meet one day. And yes, have a cuddle and just laugh our heads off. I bet you we would actually. But yeah, just go and support her channel because she does 3D printing. Guys, it's another option that you guys might want out there to do. I encourage hobbies massively, and disability. I know it's cliche and you probably, some of you think, oh my gosh, all you disabled, all you do is crafts and things. Why? Because it's good for us. We aren't able to have a job. Well, my disability stopped me. I used to have jobs off and on. I tried everything. Crying to the doctor and saying, oh, please make me better. I want to go to work. He probably thought I was lying, but I was legit. I did not get my full adulthood that I deserved, I feel. I wish I was born now, where they support you in work. Because I could have been working so much in my 20s more than I did, so much more in my 30s and 40s, and I'm so disappointed that nothing was set up like it is now. So guys, you are lucky. There is great support for getting you into, keeping you and getting you into jobs for, especially for autistics. And that was my battle, my psychosocial being autism. I struggled in jobs because I was the type of person where, nah, that's a stupid system. Can I recreate the system? And they'll go, you're making me feel stupid. And I'm supposed to say no. So, just, you know, then again, in other workplaces, they're going, I really like you. Like, you're never leaving this company. You know, so it's been a mixed experience being an autistic. But when I'm hyper-focused, I do very well. I've always been the favourite at jobs. Don't tell anyone. But I was, and I was never liked by my colleagues, of course, because they thought that I was a suck-up. But I wasn't. I was there to do my job. And I did. Max. Can only be Max. So anyway, yes. So check out that channel because she's so sweet. I really, really love her. And she's one of my subscribers. And if any of you else have channels too, I can put them up. But just support Pam's channel because she's about to make some super cool stuff. Sounds like she's onto a new special interest there, and it sounds pretty exciting. I'm excited for you because you know what? I know that joy. When you find a new special interest, it's like, yay. Yay. So I've been working with a difficult resin that I bought it because it was cheap. We all know what happens when we say that to ourselves. Yeah, bought that because it's, see, this is what Pam made me. Look at my cat. And that thing that I showed you in my medicine thing, the cat, the pink circular thing that was a cat. Okay, that's what she can do. Stunning. It's a pink cat. I'm just in love with it. I need to name it, Pam. I need to name it. So cute. So basically, my resin is a cheap resin. I went to a different brand because my other brand went up again. And I thought, you cheeky, no. I'm a poor person trying to do a rich person's art. So I was like, no, this cannot be happening. So anyway, I will save my pennies again because I bought of that one because of the restock, like all the money I'd spent on my art exhibition. You know, you've got your expenses part. I've rebought everything with that money, okay? And so I got 6 liters of this shit stuff just to save a little bit of money so I could buy, because Floetrol, I do pour painting as well and all the rest of it, and I'm actually really, really good at it, but sadly for the art exhibition I was rusty as, and I'm not really proud of most of my art, but anyway, some of it people loved. That's the main thing. But I'm just saying, like, it is my first beginning, and then I went to resin, but basically that has gone up a lot. I paid $48 for 3 liters, and now, no, 4 liters? Yeah, 4 liters, sorry. It's at Bunnings, guys, if you're in Australia. Floetrol, you guys have it in America. And now it's $89, but then I've noticed it's gone down again, Matt was saying, at Bunnings. And I was like, now that might be temporary. So don't quote me that it's gone down. But maybe some people said, I remember paying $48 in 2019. Screw you, Bunnings. How can it double plus? Is that double? I'm not good at math. If it was, no, it was $38. Guys, no, hang on. Floetrol in 2019 was $38, and then it went up to $89. You do the math, because a special needs person. I'm not doing the math. Now, if I had a calculator in front of me, I'd do it. Gosh, I'm good at things. I was just talking to Sir about business this morning. Yeah, I was like, my business brain was just going off, and I'm like, where's this business brain come from? It comes from my family, basically, but because as a kid, you know, I'd sit and listen to the adults, and even like as an adult, you know, that's what my family talked about, so I'd sit there and just like, yeah. Because, you know, my family are really big into big business. Like, my parents have a portfolio of houses. My brother is a mechanical engineer, but good on him. I'm very proud of him for that. And I'm also proud of the fact that, you know, he's got a great business because of that. He runs a prestigious boat company. And I think that's wonderful. Like, I'm actually, you know, proud of him, happy for him. I think that he's super deserving after everything that we went through as kids. And he worked hard, I guess, to do what he does. But I'm just saying, and he has a lot of houses too. You know, seems to be a thing in Australia. But I just never got into business. But I've been around business people. So I had a lot of, like, my grandfathers, both were very, very successful businessmen. And I would listen to them. Because when I would sit with Nana when she's doing her lipstick, I'd be like, I do that. She put her cold cream on and she put her lipstick on. My Nana was, this Nana that I'm talking about was my real posh Nana. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I think it's beautiful. Like, she is a pure lady. She is pure, legit lady. She knows she could go and be with the royal family and have a cup of tea, and they would not look twice and go, she doesn't belong here. What is this commoner here? She doesn't come across as a commoner at all. She is legit a queen. Okay? So all of you people, especially you beauty people, saying, queen, queen. No. My nana is a queen. Both nanas are queens. But this one was like, she knew how to act like a queen. Okay? Me? Tomboy, autistic. I think she found it, I was her first granddaughter. I think she was like, oh, how am I going to get this one to like do and sit and do. The arguments over how to use the fork, I had a good theory. It's a shovel, right? I get more in. But you got to use the back of it. That made no sense, so I argued it, as you can imagine, because the logic wasn't logicking as a kid. So I was like, no. But yeah, basically, where was I going with that? Business. So yeah, my business brain's going off. And then my other grandfather, because his parents struggled through the Great Depression in Australia, he used to even help them bring in the money because he was such a responsible, amazing soul. And then because of that, he worked really, really hard. He became an accountant and had many businesses and was successful and retired in his 50s because of it, because he could. And was very generous to his family with that money and lived a very, very good life. This is in the days when, no, being a millionaire in Australia was not common. So he was a true success in business, not doing it through property or whatever. You know, that way's a little bit easier. He actually worked hard for what he did. So I have that brain. So sometimes it gets set off and then I go into that tangent of things. So that's what happened today. And Sir had to listen to it. And then like just in the middle of it, he goes, oh, I'm just going to go and brush my teeth and have a shower. And I was like,
hi.
Stop. I was like, huh? I thought, I was just giving you great business advice. Then I'm thinking, well, we're poor. We can't have businesses. So that's, what am I even talking about? But yeah, I just thought, well, don't you appreciate my lecture I just gave on business? And all the things on how to run a business and how to do this and do that. And here's the tips and tricks. And he's just like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to have a shower. I was giving the best lecture in the world. I'm not going to give it here because I'm not going to give the secrets away to the bad people out there.
It is so useful.
But if you email me, happy to do so.
autisticcaring@gmail.com.
Happy to do so. Okay?
Just
Don't
say.
call come flooding in. You need money to start a business too, by the way. So let's just slow down.
That was a good Monday morning tangent. Thanks for your lecture this
Or
morning.
you might get inheritance. I won't. They hate me. They've got lots of money, but it ain't coming to me.
I think showers are a waste of time. I've just come to that realisation that we waste so much time in our life.
We waste time sleeping, showering. I agree.
Yeah.
So
we need to look at something more efficient because, you know what, that time could be used to solve the problems of the world.
No, I don't think you can do that because the government is like that, you know, little asshole down the street that you're playing a board game with and they cheat.
There's always one.
They cheat, right?
There's always one.
They're the cheating ones. Not the cheating like couples cheating thing. I'm talking about they're the cheaters, right? I'm not talking about the animal. They are the cheaters. And so, what was I saying?
Little Johnny down the street apparently has got on your nerve this morning. You're taking your bat and your ball and you're going home.
Remember in the 80s when, you know, you just, you think, where's all the kids? And, you know, I just want to be with the kids. And you look up the street, all the bikes are on one lawn. That's where they are. Right, they're at so-and-so's house. I'm in. And, of course, I was always with the boys. So whatever I was saying, forget about that. We're moving on. I was always with the boys. Because boys made sense. I remember making that decision in year one. In year one, I lived in Sorrento. And there was all these apartments just not far from Sorrento Primary School. which is great to walk to school, very close. But basically, there was all these little villas, you know, and basically, I had only boys in the street, and so, and then this girl moved into the street, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. Tried to play with her. Like, look, I'm a non-verbal child, so as you can imagine, that is next to impossible to be accepted. But you'll be surprised how many people do accept you. So don't think that your child's never going to be accepted, because people still took me in and they're like, kind of like I was their little baby or something. So that I didn't like as much, but you know, they looked after me, let's just say that. Even some of the boys, not in a way of like, oh, they're trying to, will you go out with me? No, they cared. But anyway, there's this new girl that moved in, and I was like, oh. And I was, you know, walking past one day with my skateboard with the boys, and the boys were ahead, of course, because I was a tag-along girl, you know, the tomboy. And I've still got my hair in pigtails, but with a cap on. I mean, you know, you can make it happen. It's a little bit awkward, but in the 70s, we used to wear pigtails down here, not so much up here. I mean, yes, we did at times, but yeah. Basically, you can have long hair and still go play cricket and football, okay? I hung out with her, and she'd always have a friend over or whatever. And I remember just looking at them both and the play and everything and just going, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, with the boys, I was playing cricket. It's a game. There's rules, right? Football, and I'm talking about AFL football. There's rules, okay? I knew the rules because in one side of my family, AFL is a big deal. But I knew the rules, and it's like, and I can kick a football. And I can play cricket. So it's like, I was looking at these girls and I'm like, there's all these verbal rules. They're making up all these rules. It's like, hang on. And I couldn't like read and write, so I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm going to remember all these rules. There were so many rules to do with these engagements you have as females, and it's still the same as women, isn't it? And I still don't know them. They're not natural to me. I get so confused. That's why, you know, when people say, oh, you know, that person, oh no, that person gave you a compliment to manipulate you, and I'm like, what? Because when I give a compliment, it is always genuine. You can know from me, if I'm saying, I like this, or I like that, or you look good today, whatever, I freaking mean it. Otherwise I wouldn't say it. Because I am, Tony Atwood says all the time, water your plants. I don't water my plants, meaning I don't give compliments enough. I don't. And it's not because I don't feel the same like and loveness towards people as the other people do. It's just that the communication's not there because I'm autistic. So we're all different on the spectrum. We all have our different struggles. And that's caused a lot of problems in my relationships with, you know, even with Sir. He's like, geez, do I ever get a hug? And I'm like, oh, sorry, hug. And then I'll do pat, pat, pat. And then he's like, oh, you just, you know, it's a sarcasm. And you know what? Maybe it is, because it's like, but it's not his fault. Not his fault. No, he doesn't deserve it. It's just, yes, I do hug. Probably more so people that I don't see every day. Do you know what I mean? Because I see him every day. So to me, it's like, what do you want to hug for? I'm with you every day. I listen to you. So it's just being autistic. We have so many blind spots. And Tony Atwood says you've got to feed and water you've got to give some compliments. Apparently people do it multiple times a day. I'm quite shocked at that. Because I'm lucky if I do it twice a week. I'm a terrible person. I'm an asshole. That's why so many autistics get called assholes. We don't mean to be. We just get stuck in our head because that's where we live the most. To come out at any point, like I know for me, when I came out of my head, when I could speak, when I could start to connect. Now I can't look at eyes, but I will look at the mouth. and do very well. But that took a lot of work. And it took a lot of, to be honest, and that's why you'll hear this from a lot of autistics like myself, I didn't want to, because I was quite happy where I was. I was actually quite happy where I was, just stuck in my head. I really was. I feel guilty sort of saying it, because I feel like people in my family have missed out on so much of Willow. You expecting to get fed, are you? Matt's looking in the fridge for the shopping list, writing downing. You know what I'm saying. And basically, my cat's gone, what are you doing? Oh, and the other cat's circling Sir to see if he'll get any food. I got the food. I got the food. Look, food. Anyway. I don't like when there's a crunchy bit in it. I think I should just stick to strawberry pouches, please.
Strawberry?
Yeah. I get it because it's got the mermaid on it, and I just love that movie because it's just so autistic.
Isn't it the strawberry one I've given you?
It's the fruity one. So it's obviously mixed.
Oh,
fruits.
apple and mixed berries. Okay, no worries.
And I get the crunch, and I don't like it because it's unexpected. It's like, whoa, explosion. What happened in my mouth? That sounds terrible. Okay, moving on. So yeah, I had the business lecture and I didn't feel appreciated for it. Obviously at the moment, my brain's just focused on that. What do they call it? Monotropism. See what I mean? So anyone that speaks to me today is probably going to get a lecture on business. And they're all going to go, oh my goodness, this chick, she just... like every day it's a different stupid thing. Yep. Pretty much. However, my people, you guys like it because you're my people. The reason for my beginning of this video is I am going through a phase. I love it. Makes me feel like I have my own life. Okay? Because yeah, I'm a mother and you know, I've got fur babies and, you know, but I'm just me now. It's weird. Because I've always been a mum. Like as in a full-time mum, you know, like they're grown up and independent. They don't need me. They fly and do their own thing. They're living their best lives. That's what they're meant to do. So here I am. Tell you what. Just like, I'm free. Who am I? And so I'm going through phase. It's kind of cool. Because it's like a phase. I get to go through phase. I don't have to worry about anyone else. I can just worry about my phase. I know that sounds weird, right? But maybe some of you mature women who are postmenopausal and your kids are grown up and you're finding yourself again, you finally yourself again, who you used to be before you had kids, and you're just kind of like cruising along in life, and you're very content. You know, you've made some good chickens out there, and those chickens are doing their chicken thing, and you're just sitting there going, oh, you know, this is because women don't get this freedom, okay? You men get this freedom a lot more often. Just saying. I never got such freedom. Even as a child, I was, you know, used to look after my sister a lot when I was 16 because one of my sisters was home with me. She was born when I was 16. But I wanted to too, because you kind of do at that age group, don't you? I've looked after cousins, not alone with my aunties, but because I've wanted to. Because it's just, that's how my family are. That's just how we're raised. We're raised to, well, you're a girl and you look after the babies and help with the babies. And that's just how it was. That's my generation. And that's okay with me. I'm not really fazed by it. And so when I had my kid, it was natural, instant. I didn't need anyone to teach me how to look after a baby. It's like, I know what to do. But now I'm like going through this phase and I'm like, oh, I get to make choices. I can do what I want. But I don't know what I'm going to do. And I could die any day. I'm living on the edge. That's a crunchy bit. I'm avoiding it with the teeth area. It's gonna, even though I'm expecting it, how do you know when it quite hits that spot and goes crunch? This is the berry one. Anyway, good for gastroparesis. If you've got gastroparesis, it's a very serious disorder. I don't know, syndrome, whatever. Get these. Okay, great for brekkie. They even have like chocolate, not in this brand, but like in the cold section, chocolate custard and vanilla custard. So good for calories, good to get calories into you. Doesn't affect your gut because your gut's broken. That's what gastroparesis is. Your tummy doesn't work. Your tummy doesn't have the enzymes to eat the food. So yeah, it just goes down. Anyway, doesn't pass quickly enough and all sorts of problems in the GI tract happen. It's actually quite a significant thing and it is very unknown in Australia because we're stupid in medical. And I'll say it for the people in the back that never believe me. The Australian medical system is stupid. They're not up to date with the latest illnesses, technology of like understanding DNA now and genetic syndromes. They are not as up to date as the clinics in like, especially America. You guys are lucky, but I guess you've got to have insurance, but I'm just saying. Anyway, I shall go, but this is just, hello, it's the beginning of a week. Me, my focus is to, like I showed at the beginning, thinking, pondering. I'm going through a phase. I'm going through a phase. And I'm just going to go through this phase. The resin piece is resolved, but I'm broken. I don't get to buy the good resin. I don't know what to do with this resin. But I guess shit happens in life. I'm going to be okay. I think I'll be okay. I don't think I have a nervous breakdown. Some people out there are so dramatic. Ridiculous. But yes, I'll have to work that out because I'm gonna need my resin at some point. But also, guys, I might get into some more paw painting because the only problem is it's like they end up stacked up in my house in the spare, like in the we have a big storeroom, but I've got a lot of shit. So it's hard to find a place where to store it. But I want to make some more flow paintings, but yeah. It's also messy with the kitten. Anyway, I just have that for art at the moment because now it's winter. So now it's all the indoor activities. Indoor activities. I know, right? That's how autistic I am. It's all routine. We're in a different season, so now it's indoor activities. In summer, it's outdoor activities. I've got some plans for next summer too, some extra plans. Not just the pool, but just things on my balcony. Oh, I'm excited. I'm having thoughts and ponders about that, how to make it like a nice little space for summer because it is hard to be out there when it's hot, but I think I might have a solution. But the pool's always there and I get to do my hydrotherapy, but I really need to get to hydrotherapy in the hydrotherapy pools indoors. But I got to drive there. So yeah, it's easier when it's downstairs. I tend to get into it, get stronger, get better, and do really well. So guys, don't forget about hydrotherapy. If you can, speak to your doctor as well. Don't do this just by me saying it because I don't know what your condition is. But yeah, if you're able to do hydrotherapy or you're wanting to and you know you can and you do have approval, I recommend it. I know that my heart is like, there's like to be zero exertion and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. Hydrotherapy doesn't do that to me. But my muscle tone comes back. And that makes me feel strong. because I used to be a gym person when I was less sick. So I like that feeling of being. I'm actually going to look into the Pilates side of it, because guess what? Then I get to actually tone every muscle in my body without getting out of breath. Now it's going to have to be modified, I'm sure, to suit me, but I'm pretty sure that there's ones that are NDIS aware, meaning disability aware, that can do that, where they do it the right way for me and my condition. So anyway, tell me what you're doing for your week. My week, I have a few appointments. That's about it. We've had a busy time lately, so I need this downtime. I need to rest, but I've still got to make videos, so that's the fun part. But yeah, I do have to rest. Sorry, but yes, I do have a few appointments and things to do this week, so it's a quiet week, but I'm sure it'll be a good week because it's a new week. Yay! So I hope you guys have a good week, but you're still going to see me tomorrow. You see me every day. So take care until then, and you're worthy. And if anyone's disappointed you lately, I'm sorry. Seems to be happening a lot in the world, doesn't it? It's very difficult for people to be nice to us, disabled. I know there's a lot out there that aren't. So to anyone going through a tough time, I love you, and I'm thinking of you. And keep pushing forward, guys. We all can cheer each other on. I mean, I know I get very dramatic when shit's going really, really wrong for me. I mean, not really that dramatic, but I'm just saying, like, I do get very upset. I'm an autistic. I don't like it when things change and things suddenly happen and like, can we just have everything just be the same, peaceful and quiet? I really wish I was a turtle. I could just pull my head in and be tucked underneath it. I've got a home. I can go all around Australia. Don't even start with that one. Okay, now it's just teasing me now. All right, have a good week, but I will see you every day anyway. Bye.